Good morning. Good morning. When you pull up, when you wake up, when you show up, say good morning. Happy Friday to the people. How you living?
It's Friday.
Valid all day.
Every day.
All
I
day.
wish it was every day.
Oh, valid. It's a busy day today for me. How was your Thursday? Let's talk about it. How was Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday for me, I was busy because I'm always busy, but getting ready to do this Valentine shoot, so I'm excited. The information will be posted probably at 10, FYI. But yeah, that was my Thursday pretty much.
No, that's what's up. Yeah.
Go ahead, Kat.
I was forced to keep the boy home yesterday. The person who was supposed to take him to daycare didn't come through. So yeah. It was cool. We was chilling. Have fun. But yeah.
Yeah. Whoever will get them, pick up. Do your due diligence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love my children. I do. Yes. Mine is in my arm, his top of his head. But Thursday for me was full. I was tired. I was tired from the moment I got off of work until I got back home at 10:30. And I was falling asleep throughout the duration of the day. Like, I'm back.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. You had like a solid 2.5 straight minutes in the ministers meeting. I was like, oh, it's strong because he was just lean.
With no, it's gonna be. Listen, at this point, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay, I woke up been running. I was tired editing a video. Like I was editing a commercial for somebody, but while editing the commercial, if they're in the room, I've fallen asleep. Like meaning that the commercial is only 60 seconds. In 60 seconds time, I've drifted away. Like
It only takes a split second.
are you asleep? Oh, yes, I was. Don't need to lie here. I was knocked out, but it was good. We had ministerial class. That was intense. That was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
My good. Thursday. Good news and bad news.
Mm-hmm.
My boss, my favorite boss, got another job.
Yeah.
I was like happy she got it because I knew what was going on in her life.
Yeah.
Sad because she was the type of chick that was like, I know you weren't here today, but if you put hours in today, I'm not gonna be mad. Like that, I understand your life, so go ahead and say that you work 8 to 4 on Monday and you weren't there. But no, that was a hit. That's a hit for our office.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of sad about that. And then I literally gave all the social cues to the staff, please don't talk to me today, and only 3 of them caught it. It was like, look at my face. My face is saying, if you are not a student, don't say nothing to me. And it was just one girl was just, okay, this may be petty, and if it is, God is working on me. The one coworker that I told you I was like a jigaboo. So she was like, oh my God, they're treating me unfairly, and I have this situation, and they're not trying to help me, and these 2 professors don't like me. And I was just like, that's what you get for being raggedy, in my mind. But I was just sitting there. She's like, just can you understand? And I'm just legit typing, with the face, why are you talking to me? And she's just going on it. She made such a big fuss in the office. Other people were like, what can we do to help you out of this situation? So she was going ahead and trying to get other people just to get more attention. And the whole time I'm thinking, if your attitude wasn't nasty, maybe people would be nicer to you. In fact, God is working on me as a person.
That's very.
Because I was like, that's payback. You giving all these teachers hell this whole time, and now you can't graduate without these classes, and now they don't want to give you the leeway that you need.
Right.
This is on you, and your raggediness. But as a believer, I should be better.
No, valid.
Listen. Life is real. Things happen, and Jesus is the captain.
Jesus is the captain.
If you don't like it, go holler at him because some things are just out of control. Listen, my boy, T Money Mac.
Daniel the Dark Knight.
No. I was on my tray.
Oh,
I can't give him D Money Mac. Can't T Money Mac. Everybody
little
can have Money
fitter.
Mac.
Littlefoot.
Littlefoot is me. Okay?
Yeah, Littlefoot.
It's a chain reaction. Listen, it's going down this morning. We'll be back with more information, more content, and we're getting into Big Girl Chronicles right here on 5716. And Daniel just pulled up because he's a dedicated due diligencer. It's going down. Let's go. Let's get it.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, and Jack Faith Hope Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on 5716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Directly in the middle and like cutting him.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, aka B Belly, aka your city council. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio.
Good morning, y'all.
I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the 5716 app. See you then.
What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? It's your girl Jay Cherie from Big Frank in the Morning on Fire 716. Listen, we're calling our artists. If you a singer, if you a rapper, if you got a group, we want you to email your music to the radio station at fire716radio@gmail.com. Now, you want to be on the radio, but we're doing an exclusive interview with you. So once again, email your music to fire716radio@gmail.com.
Cut her too low.
He cut me bald. I said, don't cut me bald. You could, no. He cut me bald.
Where did you go?
Mr. Love on Jefferson.
Oh, that was.
He good though.
I thought you was in Niagara Falls.
No, so they didn't show up.
Oh, yeah.
So that dude,
How much for the haircut?
15.
That's why. That's $15.
Cass, what about him? No, he cut my hair. My dad hair is gonna be good.
He cut my hair on occasion, and when he cut my hair, he do good. I ain't never told him to cut low and none of that, so I don't know about that.
You know about line up, direction. You don't
and
know.
When I did have a low haircut, you gotta instruct them, keep it dark. If you don't say keep it dark, they're gonna cut you low. And you're gonna be looking.
Let it loose.
So the issue,
the issue
is the lingo. Is what you're trying to say.
Just a little bit, you know. And it very well could have just been old age. Dementia could be setting in.
You sent me to a dude with Jericho and dementia.
No, because
you ain't family.
Because if you don't give the barber instructions, even if it's your barber, and you do this all the time. Unfortunately, your head is among millions.
No, because he asked me. I said, please. I said, don't cut me bald.
Not bald.
A little. I said, don't make it look like. Do not make it look like I am bald on the sides. Just make sure it's nice and low, but not bald, and I don't look bald on the side.
All here was bald, and bald. He's like, baby, I got you.
and this is how I knew the haircut was gonna go bad. All her was. He started to line me up, and we were done. I said, "Oh, you messed up my hair." I know you.
Because all he heard, bald.
I got you with the $15.
No, you said a haircut. Matter of fact, 2 haircuts. You owe me 2 haircuts for this monstrosity.
I said I would pay you back.
Hey, y'all, what's up? The boy Big Frank from Fire 716 Radio. What's up? Listen, it's Friday.
Shot.
It's a good day. It's amazing. Be encouraged. Be blessed. We lit. We fire. Join the conversation. Download the app and follow our TikTok page, Fire 716 Radio, because it's lit like that. All right. We about to get to the Big Girl Chronicles. Ooh, what's that? Stay tuned. When you answer, my boy.
Okay. Okay. See, my joint don't do none of that. My joint just it pans zoom and all that good stuff, but you can't control it like that.
I believe that this is how my schedule goes. So I think that's how. I think I have my timer, my alarm set. I ain't sure. We gonna see how it is next week.
So, 50 seconds.
So that was my life lesson. Don't ever get your hair cut by a dude with a Jerry curl.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
The other dude owes me a haircut. No, Quilla said the other dude owed me a haircut for not showing up. I've seen his work. He can touch my head.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. You could have went to.
No, he didn't show up. That's what happened.
I got you. But you don't exist.
I don't let
Not you don't exist.
I've had some.
Good morning, Doc.
Doc, good morning. Doc, I need you to send me a playlist. I need your spins. We'll talk about it. I need.
Well,
you
my
to occupy a spot.
actual barber decided to lose his mind and go up way too much for a taper, and that's why he lost me as a client. Yeah.
Everybody famous.
Watch out for the big girl. Intelligent and graceful.
Yo, fire that music. Jake Sure, it's on you.
What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. It is Big Girl Chronicles. Is my mic on? Yes, it is. Okay. I want to talk about facing your truth. So yesterday, I was in a minister's meeting. If you did not know, the girl is a preacher. That's my choice, but we're here now. I was in a minister's meeting, and the guy who was running the meeting had a very prophetic moment, and he pointed out some stuff to me that I have been trying to figure out this whole week. What have I been feeling? And one thing that he said to me, and another individual, I'm not putting him out there, but he said, you're healing from old wounds. Now, when he said this, I automatically know the person that I'm healing the wounds from. But at the end of the service, when I was having a conversation with one of the other ministers, I said, how did this person get so much power and authority in my life? And my truth is, I gave this person the authority to be over my life. And this is the person that I also trusted. So I figured I was safe with them. But in hindsight, I gave them way too much access, way too much authority. And because of that, I lost my identity. I lost who I was. And I lost everything that I brought to the relationship. And my identity fell into this person's identity. And so when we disconnected, I had no idea who I was. And it made me pose the question to the listening audience: how much access and authority are you giving to people in your life? Because unfortunately for me, this was a hard lesson to learn. I have to relearn who I am, but not only that, I have to heal from wounds that I shouldn't have had in the first place if I just had to give that person that much power and authority over me. And I understand that, yes, when we're looking into mentorship and we're looking into big brothers, big sisters, spiritual moms, spiritual dads, there's a certain access and a vulnerability that you have with them because that person is supposed to help nurture you. But at the same time, if this person has control or power over you, that's an access that you are not allowed, that you're not allowing yourself to shut down with. Everybody doesn't need that kind of control over you. Honestly, the only person that needs to have full control over you is the Lord. And oftentimes, because when we love people, we open up a certain access that people just do not deserve. And in the same point, when you have to separate, then you are left damaged. And now you're trying to find yourself while this person is perfectly fine, living their best life, going on to the next person that they're probably going to use and take advantage of. So what are you saying? What I'm saying is, in this season, you really need to evaluate not only your relationships, but your access points. Who has your ear? Who has your heart? Who has authority over you? And what kind of authority do they have? Because you have to understand that at the end of the day, if you're losing your identity and who you are because of somebody else, that person essentially has become an idol and a god. It has taken over who you actually are, which is going to leave you set up for heartbreak. I'm just trying to help y'all because I don't want y'all to go through the same things that I'm going through right now. Granted, transparency is not always required, but sometimes it's necessary to help people to understand everybody doesn't deserve complete access to you. Because you're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you're graceful.
One thing I
You're
learned,
big people.
yes, one thing I learned in the process of being a leader and leadership and serving leadership is that I was always taught, take the meat, leave the bone. There's always going to be some components to a thing that just don't fit, doesn't need to be applied. But you got to figure out of this experience, what was I supposed to gain? And sometimes we hold on to the hurt side longer than the gains. Yeah. Let me really, and I hate to be, I'm gonna say it because I got put pressure on me yesterday. But some things is just a part of the experience. Okay, I was here, that hurted, that was aggravating, that's frustrated. I expected more from them. This is how they did to me. Okay, cool. What's the lessons learned? And then
Morning,
how did
Josh.
you take that lesson and you repeat that and get out? Listen, if you want to call in, you can call in at 716-299-0013. That's 716-299-0013. If you want to chime in on the topic or the conversation, Mr. Parks, I see you. Greetings, cousin.
Morning, Josh.
What's up? Morning, Josh, as well. Listen, it's going down this morning. Getting ready to get into the question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What was the easiest and the hardest breakup you ever had? It's going down. 5716.
Boy, do I got a
We'll
story.
be back in just a few moments. It's going down right here on Fire. 716, your boy Big Frank in the morning. Toodaloo.
Menthol is not just a flavor. It's a manipulative way for big tobacco to target, attract, and addict Black Americans. Tobacco companies aggressively market menthol products using elements of Black culture, putting more products on shelves in Black communities and making them cheaper. And it's not just an injustice, it's killing us. Smoking-related illnesses are the #1 cause of death in the African American community. Help us fight this injustice at notjustmenthol.org.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, aka B-Belly, aka your city council. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio. And I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant but very important.
Good morning.
Sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
What's up, everybody? It's Kia here in Jack Faith Hope Club. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Got you.
Yeah, that's funny. The fact that you kind of force people to break up with you. That's funny.
I'm the fader awayer.
Just stop talking. Just stop
Yeah,
saying.
like,
See, but that's
No closure.
see, that's messed up though. See, I create closure
Nah.
because
Yeah,
you stop once I get you to a point where you stop needing me, and then you be like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't really need you. And
I
then
might
I'll be
find
like,
something I don't like.
and as my brother would say,
I might find something I don't like.
yo, bro,
I
I
might.
over 3 months ago, bro.
Something might just turn me off, and it's just like, oh, I don't know how. I'm not gonna tell you. Oh, I don't like the way you.
I don't like the acid in the panties that I saw.
Here we go.
That
Acid in the pants.
It was that's just what I
It's
saw.
just
That's
the
just what I
presentation.
saw.
So Frank,
It could have just been bleach over time.
Yeah,
All
true.
I'm
That
saying
woman-
that
Trip.
It's
who had holes
as-
in her underwear, and he thought it was acid from her pants.
That's crazy.
it was acidic down
She
there.
be leaking acid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds pretty dangerous if she's got holes in her
And then
drawers.
she was like,
It could have really just been old draws.
Yeah.
He said it's the
it
acid.
could have been. And I'm not.
Even if they were old draws.
Either way, it was a plethora of holes.
I don't know anything.
Like it was like, oh, it's a hole. Dad, everybody ripped the band. It was options. Like,
She put her on period.
in other words, you were aware when you put these on that they weren't even at the bottom of the draw.
You seen them as
They
you
were at the
put,
top. They were at the point where crack meat. Like you know that this is. If you had a hole at the bottom, I couldn't see it. We there. It's too late. But
facts.
then she had called me because I ghosted her. I'm guilty.
Terrible.
And she's like, Frank. And she, okay,
Yes,
now
what
watching.
you do.
And she's like, Frank, I was thinking about giving up to you. I didn't reply to that. I didn't reply nothing. And to myself, I said, I don't want.
I didn't even want
He
that.
said, I don't want acid draws.
I might lose my team.
I don't even think about stuff like that. So it's like, when people used to like say that.
I'm
me,
a breaker
I
up.
stopped talking to them.
I just stopped talking. Like
I will break up with you. Like, I'm not gonna leave no mystery. We just gonna have a discussion about why we breaking up. Like, because for me, I don't like the lingering, you creating your own narrative. Let's have a conversation. I broke up with you
They gonna make their own
because
narrative anyway.
so and so and so and so.
Yeah. Nobody. Unless you're miserable, you just. I broke up with you. I'm taking control. Oh, yes, as I talked to them. That is not how this went.
Facts.
You was fiending, and I wasn't part of
Not you. Was
providing the source. Okay, I was not giving you.
Yo, nope.
That's crazy.
it just wasn't presented right.
No, I don't care about.
Man, I lied. Okay,
I changed.
I tell a story.
I don't like hurting feelings. And I know for a fact that if I go and be honest with you, I know it's gonna be
their feeling.
Right.
He don't know though.
I don't know that because I ain't in communication.
You're just ignoring the fact that you know.
Listen,
you know it's hurt their feelings that you ghosted them.
I've been a ghoster. Right? To ghost means I faded away, and I'm not looking for your response. I'm not looking for your engagement. I'm not looking for whatever's going to happen thereafter.
That's crazy.
I'm simply realized that this ain't for me.
See, but
into the bushes.
I don't think you could ghost in an actual relationship. You could ghost in a situation. You can ghost in a one. You can ghost in a talker. Like y'all was talking.
No valid.
You can ghost a talking. You can ghost a situation, but you can't. You shouldn't ghost a relationship.
15 seconds.
I was in a long distance relationship.
That don't count.
Okay. Because I mean, I kind of
but catfishing out here different. I got Fire 716. Your boy Frank. You locked in the Big Frank in the morning. You're locked in with my homegirl Jay Cherie in the building. Money Mac, Kev on air. Game of the Dark Night, man. We all in the building. We in the room. It's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've only broken up with one person.
Before we get into that, real quick, just for those who are listening on the app, listen, the question of the day is, what was your easiest and your hardest breakup? That's what we're getting into today.
Yes.
Now go right ahead.
Okay. So, easiest breakup, well, crickets. But I would say, like, hardest breakup, okay, so, oh, man. I was engaged to this guy. I had moved him from Ohio.
You somebody.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I moved him from there to here. And he was like real country too. Like, I mean, like country.
I got food.
He had like one little missing tooth too. It's kind of cute. But anyway, I love him. Like, I love him.
That's not what make you country.
He was country.
Like, was it a side tooth missing?
Oh
or
no,
front tooth?
it was like boom, front tooth.
No, man.
Out here looking like fabulous.
But when I met him, his front tooth was missing, and I was like, he was super cute. And then he opened his mouth, and I was like, oh snap, one tooth. But it's whatever. Like,
you are one dentist visit away from happiness.
Yeah. I loved him. I really loved him. He treated me so good when we was in Ohio. So, emergency situation, we had to leave. A lot was going on because I have a crazy life. So moved here. We were engaged. And then things just went left. Yeah. Like, he didn't want to work. I mean, I would help him to get good jobs. He was making like $20 an hour, bringing tips home, all that stuff. He just didn't want to work, lying about it and stuff. So long story short,
he wanted sugar mama.
It got to the point where I was just like, look, like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be together no more. But then he was like crazy. So like a
broken heart has set you off.
Trigger warning. He he tried to commit suicide.
My lord.
And I saved his life basically. Like, I was like, it was very intense. I've never seen a person turn blue before. So that was crazy. And then he had to stay in a mental hospital. And then after that, like, he still just wouldn't leave. And then
you rock my word.
I'm serious. Like, we took him down. We took him to the shelter, and my mom went with him to the shelter for like 2 hours straight. And then he just walked back and just okay. The final straw, and I'll wrap it up. The final straw was at a certain point he had ended up sleeping outside of my window in this little tent he made in the backyard. But that wasn't the scariest part. The scariest part was literally that he had stole my wig that was inside, and he was sleeping with it outside. I'm not joking. Yeah, I found the wig, and I was like,
"You know what?
My wig." But
I get it.
If it was on Atlanta, I would have laughed.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I get it because you're missing. I need the essence of you. And the closest thing I got to get from you is your hair. It got
don't you bite your dad, boy.
I get it. I'm not taking time, Rick. I know people who sleep with people close, they're missing for a couple of days or whatever, and then they
That's weird.
I buy stuff that my wife would normally buy when she be gone for a minute. Like when she misses, let me get some these her gummy bears. I'm gonna eat. So it remind me of her, but the wig is crazy.
Yeah.
Out of control.
No,
That was
that's
just like
just that's wild.
The
Yeah,
finest straw.
that needs to be a movie.
Like more
Yo,
things
I'm not
that
writing that.
Real
joke,
quick,
bro.
he literally he tried to put a love spell on me.
I am going to
Like
make it.
I'm not joking. Like I
It's gonna be
found
terrible.
the red. Like I don't want to tell people how to do it, but I searched it up because I'm like, why is this piece of thing that's mine, and then a piece of my hair was tied?
Hit that boy trying to hit
And
the
I
voodoo
was
on the
like,
voodoo for the voodoo.
Yeah, I had a
Yo,
dream about it. That's how I
That's
knew.
crazy.
So,
Wow.
yeah. it was-
Okay,
yeah.
okay. If y'all don't know, P Money Mac's not a joke. She's not a game.
Tap in.
So if you out here talking about, oh, that look delicious, you better be ready. That's what's certain subscriber.
That was funny. I would say my easiest breakup. Easiest breakup
I'll call her
was.
name out. I can't wait.
I lived a former life for a second. So she was a woman, and we dated for a couple of months. And the night we decided to have sex was not effervescent, and I was like, "We're done."
They just were about. So you said to them that they wrong,
But you because sometimes it the box will knock you out. Okay,
Knock him out the box.
you know, I've been in said occasions. I don't want to sound like a whore on here, but I've been in occasions where, oh, this is the last time.
Yeah,
This is
Oh
the
my
last time that
God.
we interact.
I told
because this was.
I told y'all Wednesday
Let me be.
that plus size girl. Me having to do all the work. This is
Let
it.
me be clear.
Yeah.
There's a difference between you had a long day
Yes, yes,
and you need to go to the clinic.
yeah. There's something on the inside.
This was like
not the yeast infection.
you need to go to the clinic. And it was just like the fact that, first of all, I was wrong. Let me say this. I was wrong because I knew somebody else that smashed this person before we started talking.
So you had evidence?
No. So the person was like,
Homie.
it may be a little bit tricky. And I was like,
A little
tricky.
Yo.
but like the person was just like, maybe a little bit tricky, but like I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. So I'm like, I waited 60-day grace period because we was homies and they gave me the okay. So like dated the person, we dated for like 2 months, and I was just like, first day she was trying to smash. I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm a relationship person. Like
I am a woman.
I really did not like one night stands. I had them, yes, but I really wasn't, because I'm a relationship person. So waited 2 months. I was like, okay, we 2 months in. I like you. This is what's gonna happen. And then
This was gonna happen. She took
the
this-
drop happened, and I was like, we're not gonna make it. Like, I was like, you know what? We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. And the person was just like, no, you have to understand, life just been real different, and life can be different by yourself.
Yeah.
Now life been different.
Like, I just couldn't do it. Now, hardest breakup, I was with the person for 2 years. I was engaged. And I had a dream.
Come on, LP.
And you are aggravated. I had a dream. God was on one side, the person was on the other, and I was sitting in the road, and God said, you need to make a choice today. And I woke up from my dream, and I told the
So
person,
long, sis.
I was like, I literally had a dream that I have to choose, and I'm gonna choose God.
My God, did they because of
And they were like, I can't fault you for choosing God, because they had a relationship with God, even though we was both out here living in sin. But it was like, I understand, but then did not handle the breakup well, like, because they were long distance, so they used to come in from Chicago every 2 weeks to spend time with me. So it was like the ride home, she cried the whole ride home, like
Dang.
Buffalo to Chicago, cried the whole, but then proceeded to stalk me up until 2018. So this person, I blocked all these social medias. I blocked it. Like, I blocked them. Like, me and my sister, we nicknamed them social media because they found me on every social media outlet possible.
Oh wow.
Was
You gotta
called-
change your name.
Like, no, literally blocked them. They would create other pages to try to find me. Knew my home church at the time was going to try to come up to the church to come and see me. It was like, you're the first person I ever loved. Like, I just can't see my life without you. And I'm just like, I'm delivered now. I am delivered. I don't know what to tell you. I need you to go back to. But it was hard because like that relationship, like we were planning to get married. Like we set the date. We were about to have, at that time, it wasn't legal in New York State, so we were about to have dual residency in Canada and New York to get married. And so, like, I invested a lot. But I was like, when I had to choose God. But, like, I was sad because I was like, dang, I was getting ready to marry this person. But then when I saw the stalking qualities, I was like,
because I don't know why y'all think y'all can awaken love. How can you awaken love and be so deep into it and destroy it and think it's not about to come bite you? Like, there's this other side to love called anger. And
but stalking is a bit much. Like this person friended basically all my friends on Facebook. It was like trying to get like
the deepest parts of it.
And not to be all deep real quick, but I'm gonna get deep. That's what the Bible says, and they'll use out of pocket because of the situation. But
yeah,
don't awaken love before it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not prepared to handle what comes with this, leave it alone. And what we do oftentimes, we waking up love. Just get up. Love, get up. Yeah, I know. Love, wake up. And love, get up again. Like love, wake up. And then you're like, no, I'm not ready for that. Yeah. And now love is like monster. But listen, I got stories with S's. But a bad box with no good health maintenance is not good.
Oh my lord!
Because I told you, I ghosted. I shouldn't have been in no way. I was in, but you know that also saved me. It's the story I told before because I was getting ready to engage in whole phase 10,000.
Yeah,
I was getting ready to go into the non-denominational. If you cute, we can go ahead. I was getting ready to go everywhere. I don't care because my heart was broken. Whatever. I'm tired of being a good guy. Savage. Dog. And only because the execution was not worth a hill of beans.
Oh man.
Not a hill of beans. And I said,
I've never seen that.
What's this in?
What's the point, guys? Because if I'm not coming out of my good graces with you for this. And
if I'm a sin right.
You know, not for these aromas, not for these situations, not for this engagement.
Something good.
Not for this. And God, I am back at the altar. So, quick story. So I go back to the altar and I pray to God, and He talks to me, and I'm just overwhelmed because He's talking to me. You know, my mom walks to me. God is just on you so heavy. I said, I know. I'm like, you have no idea what has transpired. My hardest breakup. He's going down. He's really. I was looking at the car seat, but my hardest breakup would be the yellow one. The yellow one was definitely the hardest one for me. Because that was like fake engagement.
Breakup
was the no I disobeyed to make a fake yes.
Right.
That I destroyed God relationship with myself with. It was just terrible. That was the hardest one, and a lot of depression, a lot of obesity came back. You know, it was just a lot. I was creepy. I was getting visions of her doing other stuff. I said, God, that's how you feel? I'm at the altar praying. No, you're not. No, and the reason I'm crying for deliverance. No, this is pain. This is hurt. This is damage. It was been 7 hours. No fact. I ran outside. The dude she was talking to was coming to the church. Say less, not a problem. I see you. I went to the, y'all know. After I said, look, may the best man win. So be it. Feel free. Because now I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm him. If there's a glimpse or a possibility, I'm in there. Superman, save it. What you say? Okay, he ain't me. All right. Long story short, we both lost. She's married to somebody else.
Yes.
But low-key, I've won because my chick, what? She is who?
My chick, bad.
My chick,
who?
My chick, mind your business. Me in the house. But my easy breakup was Courtney Buchanan. I put her full name out there because it was so short, but her family was so cool. She went to the nigga, so I'll give all the details. Okay, he's like, oh girl, he called your name out. Download the app.
Wow.
Because we dated legit a day. Like we were already cool friends. We had a relationship. We was like, all right, let's go ahead and make this official. Boom. Then the next day was an acute accusation that I was at the bus stop talking to some girl. And I was like, who lied to you? And the fact that you believe him is the reason we shouldn't be together. It's done. Hi, then it's over. That was the quickest relationship ever.
It's the
One
fact
day
that he
later.
put her name
Full-
out there.
Right.
Her name is that's
Like,
For the
Courtney Buchanan.
like that is Petty LaBelle, Petty Kane Jr.,
That's
Petty.com.
somebody's name.
That's a real person.
No, that's somebody's name on a TV show
TV
or a movie I done seen.
But that's a real name. And her parents was cool. Her parents actually had this sounds terrible, but they have a video of me. It sounds terrible. Just like a home video, this guy should go over there all the time and just chill out. And they said, Frank, one day when you get famous, we're gonna have this so we can get some money off you. I said, not a problem, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You know, it's not a bad, violent, perverse video. It's just me having a good time laughing. But yeah, that was my easy.
We gotta put nephew down. You holding him like he about to fall out.
You want to support his neck. Everybody forget his body can fall. Just make sure his face and neck is good.
Facts.
I would say, real quick, I just want to add.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So
Taking us
recently, no, me and him are really
trauma
good friends. I know, right? No, I promise you, this one is not as traumatic as that one. And there's another one, but I ain't even gonna talk about the other one. But I
Save the children. Go ahead, tear it up.
Okay, so this was more recent. Me and my ex, we're friends, we're cool, but we got together right before the pandemic happened. Okay, we were beautifully in love, in illusion. We were in the honeymoon phase. 100%. Yes, Stockholm syndrome. Okay, because people present their representatives and then they real self come out. Anyways, so we were together pre-pandemic for like months, and then the pandemic happened. And now he's from Canada. He's from Toronto, and he was willing to get his shot, but not really. He was forced. I didn't want to. So, but prior to that, like we couldn't see each other because we couldn't go over the border.
Right.
So we stayed together, and like I was ultra faithful. I mean, faithful. Like,
Out here or in
I
Canada?
didn't even I stayed faithful while I was here.
Okay.
While the COVID pandemic was happening.
Got you.
Like, I didn't even look in another man's direction.
It was
I really loved. I'm like, okay, like we go get married. Like, I really love this person. I want to get married to every person I'm with. I'm that person. So
You the one.
I don't get into a relationship, so I think that it can go that way.
Yeah. So long story short, it ended up getting cheated on, of course, because we can't see each other for like 2 years almost.
Real close to Toronto.
But we kind of stayed together a little bit after that, and then it was just my decision to break up because I'm like, there's just too much that has happened, and I feel like I wasted all my precious time being so faithful, like not responding to messages, nothing.
Well, some positive things come out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's the moral of the story? These big girls is killing it out here. Yo. Don't sleep on us. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on us. We'll have you stalking us.
He still want to be together. I said he thought we was together. I'm sorry, but I really was just talking to you like 2 days ago. And I'm like, yeah, it would be nice to hang out. And he's like, yeah, like be cool if we could, get back together. I said, oh
no,
he is never getting back together.
No, that's crazy.
Kevin, Daniel, the Dark Knight, yeah.
Kevin, like everybody was easy.
Kevin is Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Listen, my hardest breakup was my separation.
Valid.
Just put it out there.
Dang, bro.
Don't leave, Doc.
Dang,
just stay. They say it's cheaper to keep her, but it's just better to keep her. My easiest, everyone other than the one. It's every last one of them. Poof, I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm not sticking around. If I see a red flag, pew. If I see something I don't like, pew. If your mama don't sit right, pew. If your family is weird, pew. it could be anything, and it's just
Easy to me off.
You don't have the necessary conversation. You just disappear.
I'm out of there. Out of there.
And it's sugar free.
He doesn't have the "we're gonna break up" conversations. It is
Just stop replying.
Oh my gosh! But see, the only thing with ghosting is like
He still hurt.
I don't know. Like I could not like the person like that or anything, but if they ghost me now, I'm pissed. Because why?
What did I do?
I'm
Like,
murder you.
it drives you like
I'ma
it
kill you
mentally
now.
drives you crazy.
Yeah.
You want to know what happened. What was the last straw?
But see, it's
That's
not
into a movie. You want to get
the
It's not
relationship.
you, it's me. That's
oh
what.
my god!
I don't want to say that. Like, it's all the way you. Like no.
Your mama got a crooked foot, and she'll not handle her liquor, and I can't.
Every time I come over here, your dog jump on me, and I just don't like that. Like, keep your dog down. Like,
I mean, like,
that may be a little.
but for me, like, I would rather somebody tell me, like,
Yeah,
it's the way. Like, I would rather have somebody tell me it's the way that you talk to me.
Valid.
oh yeah.
Like, every time you talk to me, I feel like you were downing me.
Yeah.
So I know how to improve going into the next relationship because I don't like to be a trend like a continued cycle type of person.
Yeah.
Like now, if you overly sensitive, because I did date a guy who was overly sensitive. Like when I say overly sensitive, like cried over everything. Like just. Oh my god! Like I cracked my phone, nigga, man up! Like say it with your chest. But it was like if a guy tells me, because I had a reckless mouth. Like that's the one thing I thank God for my brothers, because my brothers used to they really took my reckless mouth and still somehow loved me. But it was like they were like, yo, Just the way you said that, like hurt, bro. So like I would rather for a dude to say like, yo, it was your reckless mouth. So I know how to work on myself.
Yeah.
Do you just completely disappear and then I'm reckless with another person and that person is a hitter? so now we fighting. Like, and I got to call my cousin Kevin, come pull up on you because you put your hand on me. So for me, like that conversation, like that conversation is a necessity for me because like if I didn't have my brothers, I would still talk to dudes in a reckless way. So like I would prefer the uncomfortable conversation, but like with homegirl, I did tell her like it was your hot box the reason why we broke up.
Your hot box was a little too hot.
I don't know if I got one of these things. Like I guess I've broken up with my fair amount of women, I guess.
Yeah.
But most of it has always been. None of it has necessarily been hard or easy. Some stuff just happened because it just had to happen, and then other stuff, like, not in ghost her, but you know, I just pushed her into breaking up with me.
That's crazy.
Slowly
So
but surely.
you just made it so that she wanted to break up with you instead.
No, I made it so yeah.
Like clipping your toenails on the table.
No,
Like white chicks.
I didn't do anything necessarily drastic. I just, I stopped being as, boyfriendish, and eventually, you learn to live without me. So now, someday when you learn to live without me, you're like, hey, we should break up because I just don't feel you like how I was feeling before. I'd be like, okay, all right. And then, I'll read the whole conversation, and then I'll be my brother. He's like, yo, it's good. I was like, man, I'm free, bro.
I'm
free.
Have you ever been in a relationship where the both of y'all looked at each other and was like, we probably should have broke up like a month ago?
I broke up with
Nah.
this one girl.
I
broke up with this one girl because she was more of a friend to me.
Oh,
Like
that's sweet.
I had got with her because I was attracted to her,
Yeah.
and I had just met her. I had met her online, and we broke up because I was like, we don't mesh. But we was good when we was just talking and being cool with her.
Yeah.
And then it was like, we should just go and be friends. She was like, okay.
No, we broke up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
every
my mind.
hard conversation had to happen. I broke up with the one girl when I was like 4th grade, but that's also because they kind of pushed her on me, and then I was like, yeah, because I did think I like her a little bit, but then I felt bad about letting peer pressure get to me. So then I was like, hey, we shouldn't be together because we shouldn't let people push us into our relationships.
4th grade is a higher space.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
You know what I'm saying? I don't broke up with a girl. I don't broke up with a girl because you know, she liked me more than I liked her, and I was like, look, I like you too much to carry you on, even though your feelings is just explosive. And mine is really all the way here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like you. You cool. I like having conversations with you. You cute.
I just be disobedient.
You know what I'm saying?
Disobedient.
I don't listen to God. I don't listen to God when he says no. The guy says, don't do it.
So no, I had a hard breakup. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. No, Red Cat was a no. Brushing windows at the church.
Made it a yes.
Lied, okay.
Right.
Situation 3 situations ago was a no. And that was a mess, okay? We broke up because we just looked at each other and said, it's sin based. We know.
Yeah.
We know what this is.
Yes.
Yeah, we know exactly what this is. And then for me, it was the dad drama with the baby boy, police, dad, imprisonment.
Yes.
I got one more for you.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Because because D Money Mac and somebody. Good morning.
Talk to prisoner.
Good morning. Listen, if you want to call in,
about
you can call in at 716-299-0013.
I didn't know how to, so then it didn't go through.
I dated a person just because we're the only 2 black people in the space.
Oh man.
that was for survival.
Yeah, for real.
It was like, oh, you're black,
Primary school.
I'm black. We amongst all these white people in this
We
setting.
will be black together.
Let's just connect, and it just turned into like we're just dating because we're both black.
That's good. You got one more, Deidre?
Yeah, I got one more. Okay, so my first boyfriend ever.
Well, that's the first one ever.
First boyfriend ever. I was like, what, 9th grade, like first official.
Yeah.
That I could tell everybody about. So, it was this. Oh my gosh, another white boy.
This.
She like her milk.
They check it for us though. They check
But
it.
he ghosted me actually 3 times over the course of 6 years.
Dang.
I was like,
No, wasn't
never-
really
we would ne- like, it
ghosting
was-
because like somebody might feel that I might have ghosted them once, but I didn't ghost them. My phone broke, my razor broke, and at that time when phones was out, stuff didn't carry over because they weren't smartphones. So like when I got my new phone, I couldn't get your number back because MySpace IM was now shut down.
Go ahead, Deidre.
No, definitely was ghosted for sure. Like,
Yeah, for 6 years. That's a really long time.
like it happened
Yeah.
3 times over the course
Over
of
the
6
course-
years.
Got you.
But the reason I dealt with this person
been
so
a week,
long is
a
because
month,
I really like
2 weeks.
again I'm
Mhm.
always super in love when I'm with the person. So like he took me to Disney. He introduced me to Full
Okay,
Sail.
Disney.
So that's
Word.
what made me end up even going there in the first place. We were supposed to go together.
Ah.
He ghosted me.
That was a good connection, though.
dang.
A week before we
Right.
were supposed to go to college together.
He got
and-
intimidated.
Yeah, in that situation. But
He
later on,
realized.
I found out
couldn't do it.
through my best friend
Mhm.
that he was on POF on the men's side looking for men. So that the last time he ghosted me was because I messaged him and I was like, "You could have told me you liked men and like all that."
I'm gonna ask this question.
Why would you
and
say that to me?
What is?
Plenty of fish.
Yeah,
Ah,
it
shit,
put-
plenty of
it put-
fish.
I
Sorry,
put it
I'm
together when
I-
she said it.
I was like purpose
Oh,
on
plenty of
No,
people.
plenty of fish.
Yeah.
OG
Wow.
dating
Dang.
website.
And church has a version of plenty of fish.
Yes, I
Yes.
signed my grandma up on there one time. Just
Church
for
has a
fun.
plenty of
Not
fish
signing.
version.
Not signing Granny up.
It's not Christian Mingle, but it does have a plenty of fish version of it. 'Cause
Well,
I
you got to
found
go
it by
fishing
accident.
somewhere. I don't suggest you go to the same fishing pond. But you got to go dig somewhere. It's been crazy.
Well, it's a sea out there.
It's
No,
ocean.
the church version is basically church hold'em. It's plenty of fish for Christians, people who want to sin but still go to church.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to see you, or can I see you on Saturday? But I needed to understand that we both got church, and we both got
Church in the morning.
So like,
I
we
got-
we
got-
can't split a night because we both
Right.
got church in the
We
morning.
both got
Okay,
church
yeah,
in the
don't do
morning.
that because and don't live next to church when you do it.
I gotta be in the choir. I gotta be in the choir stand by 9:30. So
Got you.
Like I feel like it would be. I don't know. Like my
Sunday
church
school
really
start at
don't
8
have.
o'clock.
Oh, if you did at your church, he's your daddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I
Hey,
just
girl,
but
God
I have
told
been
me.
to other churches
You
where
the
there were
one.
young people and stuff like that, and I just don't think like one person I was gonna date when I was like young, but that person
I don't play where I pray.
never. Yeah.
You be saying I don't
I
play.
have twice.
You better play.
I don't play
I
where I
have
pray.
twice. The one is the one that kind of first broke up with me.
Mhm.
The other one, I did break up with her, but
Yeah.
it was over money, so I didn't feel bad about it.
I played where I prayed, and I played again, and I played again.
I'm a player.
I'm a player. Okay, no, and then I found my stop payment. I don't know that's not a word, but I know you say that you don't play where you pray, and the overall with your scenario, I got you.
You gotta go to another church.
Then my question, like where are you going?
Because eventually they're gonna be
At
And
place
if
of
you
prayer.
become a transplant to COG, I'm okay with that. But if you are actually in COG at this moment, no. Because I dated a former COGer. And it was awkward for him when I showed up to COG. I was perfectly fine. But it was like he had a whole fit, like, why is she here? Why did she join this church? And had a whole attitude.
Because that is the emotional side of however y'all dismissed from
Sometimes
each other.
I don't want nobody to be.
You know? Because listen,
where I'm at. You know?
I was listen, because I played where I prayed,
Churches
I kept praying, okay? The box that was not right there, she said to me, you would hold my hand and pray, and I just felt, girl, I was not checking for you at that time. I was good where I was. This is your own fantasy. Got you talking about. Then a lot of play church.
A lot of play church.
Red Cat was at church played over there.
Church, yeah.
That's sneaking outside living next door to the church, sneaking out. This just ridiculous.
God,
Just
y'all was living on the edge.
Super edge because
right.
Ain't the one dude that also got keys to your church live either across the street or
in front of the house. In the front
of the house is set up. In the front house is a tenant downstairs and upstairs. They go to the church.
Right.
Even in the back house, the tenants I had downstairs was little heathens, but they was in and out. They were twins, but they were doing their own thing. They didn't care. But then
I'm just saying
they were rich privy.
You was dangerous.
You had church people living where you was.
Yeah, but guess what? But nobody said anything.
Nope.
Until it was over. Valid. we seen it coming out. I was snow plowing and we seen it creep. Downstairs.
Fall down.
Like, why didn't you say nothing? You was a ram in a bush. And you did
no. God told me no when I was washing the windows. Why did I still engage?
He was his own.
And there was a no too when her father came to me. It was like, I know my daughter good. And be what?
Whoa. What? No.
I would have heard
Wow.
that. Kevin. That was
But I'm a ghost right there. That's a ghost moment.
If your father is bragging about your daughter, that's questions. I got questions.
That's Kevin time.
I get it because it's the fact of saying, listen, I'm not naive. I see my daughter grow up, and she's bagging these people, and she out here, listen.
That should just mean she lose.
Nothing that she just lose because the quality what she getting might be just top 10. She good. That's what they do. She's good. But her dad a little different because like how mentally wasn't all the way. It's a different. This ain't right minded all the way.
That would have been the time I go
people. Valid because he considers all this. She good. Like she good all around. I know my daughter probably. No. Frank is now exaggerating. But I said, Doc. Okay.
Really long and an uncomfortable break.
But listen, everybody a little different. But I was like, the reason why I started talking to her because her dad told me that she was interested. I didn't see the signs.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have to go and talk to Bishop after that.
I mean, my dad tried to actually hit on somebody I was dating.
I need some clarification
because he didn't know we were dating, and I was like, "How slow were you?"
Because that's like
to not understand that this person is coming in from out of town
because
every other week. How slow are you?
Because I know Leon. Leon was in his own world.
He was just like, "Oh, she's kind of attractive," and I was like, "And I'm hitting that." Net.
Yeah. It's going down, y'all. Fire 716. We'll be right back. It's going down. Just a quick news break. We get back in church mess. It's going down. Fire 716. Big Frank in the morning. But I feel like for me it wasn't abnormal, even regularly
that's
because
the most uncomfortable conversation.
That's even like my dad. I've been by my dad. My boy hit that. He's projecting.
It's different.
That's your dad.
If her mother said it to you, I could see that.
But
dad saying it but I can see it because she get it from her mama has always been a thing.
Her mama said that she
So
got
if her son, if my,
So
you know my daughter got it right. All right.
Go ahead.
Now, if the dad is
Stop
like,
talking to me like
how do
that.
you know
That's
this,
all,
sir?
sir.
Right.
like,
No, but even,
Your mom can't tell me that, because
Even
then
if
I'm
he
gonna be
doesn't,
like-
I'm gonna still promote that she can.
I can't. I would never.
I would've-
Because
I could never.
But no,
Yeah,
no.
nah.
You may not want to, but
Young
because
Daniel,
I'm gonna be honest
your
with the
mom said
person.
that to me.
He's
I'm trying to
deceased
holler at
now.
my mom
But with him, I don't have these restrictions that y'all require me to have. I talk to my kids real. He has a real conversation with his children. He was
I hear you.
right. So I know
I'm not saying nothing about.
I know my
what
daughter.
he thought-
I know she out there having sex.
Right.
No.
I get it. But
I'm not talking about what he.
to know she got some good
That's a.
is a whole different narrative,
That's
bro.
what the problem
It's a whole different narrative.
I don't care.
But it's
about
not.
that.
But for me, it's not. It's not abnormal to come across without thinking about violation. Because if just being in my house, she live in my house. She on the phone talking. I've overheard these conversations over years.
I hear you.
I just overheard it.
I get you.
But we always
say
do it.
it.
I just
though.
it wouldn't come out my mouth.
But everybody's filter is different.
You right.
And his
That's
filter-
valid.
At church though,
It
y'all just talking
Different.
like
Nah.
whatever
My,
in the
my dad would never.
in the
My dad would
tab.
never. And I feel like if a dude said that,
Like if your
like
daughter
around him,
Hey, you know your daughter got some fire. Wait, what?
my dad would probably
What?
punch that person right in the face.
We're not here. Forgive me for the tone. If you're offended, walk away and come back.
Listen,
If you're offended, you know the number. Call. Have a conversation. With
have a
wish-
conversation.
Because you know what? Viral is the goal. You know,
Everybody will have to be.
No matter how.
He can only. He no. Okay.
No, 'cause
I
like-
just me
No.
being a man
I would have punched you.
and wanting to have daughters. I just couldn't imagine.
I would never say.
You have to have a mind to think about that. Like, how do I know my daughter got some good? Like,
I know my daughter having
The fact that
sex.
somebody
and I know
said
she's-
to
that-
know she's having sex is different.
So why for
That's
me,
that's a different. She's grown.
I would've
Yes,
been
it's bound to
in-
happen. But to say, yo, my daughter got some fire.
I would have been in church like nigga. What?
Wait, huh?
Loud.
How do you know this?
Loud.
but
How do you know
but
this?
but the truth
Loud
of the
at
matter
me, my
is,
actual prayer.
it was not.
Ooh.
So even though you have this confidence in what you're talking about,
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
and what because
It's
number
getting
one,
off molestation.
because
Thank you.
and that's and for me it's just a different, and I hate to say it like this because
Scared.
it's what it is.
just a little bit.
Because for me it's like, listen, there's conversations that you wouldn't have, things that you just wouldn't say. I get it, and whatever. To my daughter out here having sex, and maybe I told be the best at what you do. If you're gonna be out here doing what you do,
And
go ahead and take care of
I just can't see you be like CC
I
in a
get you
more
having a
like
conversation
CC
between
Right.
in
you
a
and your
Mina
daughter.
like.
that's not a problem. To tell her what men are looking for,
Absolutely.
for her to have
Absolutely.
a successful marriage or relationship. I get that. Baby, be top tier.
be top tier.
But to go to the man she's dealing with
And say,
and say, I know my daughter got some fire, that is a violation.
No, I was like, no,
She
it's not.
got
I was just like,
Like I think
it's not whatever you
the
projected
worst-
it is.
like
got
the
the-
worst conversation
got
that
the
like my dad's ever had is like, yo, my daughter got a reputation. But it
To
wasn't.
say that is different.
He was like, she got a reputation, and it was like, and so like, it was kind of like, well, what kind of reputation? I don't want to talk about it because it's uncomfortable. But it was like I had a good reputation. I had a bad good reputation, but it was offered for my dad. So for him, it was just like, my daughter got a reputation.
She ain't
like,
no good. My daughter trash. She ain't no good at nothing. She can't do nothing.
Like
she can't
But
help me.
don't even look away.
that was awkward for him because he was just like, yo, I'm just. Because I guess one of his coworkers, my dad has this bad history of showing my picture to his coworkers, and one of his coworkers was out here in these streets. he was just like, oh, she's like, oh, your daughter cute. He was like, nah, she got a reputation. He was giving PR.
Oh, he was
like,
giving you bad PR.
he was giving me PR, but
Nah,
it was
she got
just
a-
like,
she got a
in his
rep.
mind, it was like, don't do it because she got a reputation. For her, it was like, oh, I need to go investigate. So it was for him, it was just like,
Which-
that's real awkward
I ain't ready for that.
because I just gave my daughter like good PR, and I was trying to tell like, don't do that. Like, it's not a guy.
Which speaks to
I can't do it.
Wednesday's conversation
I'm not
about knowing somebody
I'm
got
not
numbers and they're good.
Facts.
Still want to engage in that, but then it's a bad person. Not saying that she was a bad person, but it was
I was a terrible.
Valid.
No, I can be honest
terrible.
though.
We're
Out
about
there
to
in these
come in. We're about to
streets,
come in.
I was a terrible person. Like
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You locked into Big Frank in the morning. Getting ready. That was so for real. Every little thing that you do. That's how it sounds. Every little thing I do is the name of the song. This is going down. Jay Cherie, come on air. Dark Knight and D Money Mac. Get ready to get into some church mess. The conversation has been real.
facing your truth.
You know.
I don't have any truth.
It was facing your truth and the reality of your life.
Yeah. Like, cause life is real. Life is real. Life is real. I encourage you all to wait to marriage.
Every Christian has a story, and God has done a work at this table.
A good work.
Now, some people got bigger books than others.
No, valid.
I have an encyclopedia.
And some people got seal books. That's none of your business.
Sealed book.
There are some things that took place that you'll never know.
Going in the ground.
Still in the paper.
Still in the paper.
Still wrapped up.
You will never know. It's going to the
Never
grave.
open.
My book is one of those little pamphlets that they give out when you first become a Christian.
That is crazy.
Read that joint.
Mine is like not a lot of pamphlets, but just a lot of lessons. Just be the same person.
Mine is them little small Bibles.
Small Bible.
Mine is an Encyclopedia Britannica.
I'm like, my book is coming out like.
Look at the value here. Look what's happening.
It's a series.
Unfortunately.
Honestly, you know what? And this, and I say it in a terrible way, in a funny way, but at the same time, my grandmother was a church mother. Like, if you knew Mama Lena, you knew Mama Lena. But she was like, if you're gonna be out here in these streets, sin right. Like, she was like, don't halfway sin. If you gonna fall right. If you gonna fall and go to hell being taken care of for the rest of your life. Like, cause my grandmother she was real.
That's being honest.
She was being very honest. Like, she was like, I pray that you get delivered, which God did answer that prayer. She was like, I pray that you operate in the way that God called you to. It's happening now. But at the time, she knew her granddaughter. And she was like, if you're gonna be out here,
get the bag.
Go ahead.
Do what you do. And like, if she was
paid for it,
right,
like prostitute. Go ahead.
Not like prostitute, but she was just like, don't have tip in, tip out. Like, if you're gonna be in, be in, be out, be out. And so when grandma said it, so I just went.
Someone that delivers.
Listen,
I went hard body for 16 years. Okay, we're just gonna be out here. That's why I said it's an encyclopedia, because it wasn't just all smashes, but it was life lessons. It was things that, you know, I lost my cousin Frankie and how that changed my life, because he caught the caught, but he got his life together before he died. But that was a life lesson for me. So it wasn't like, I got an encyclopedia worth of smashes. It was just like, in this 16 years.
You explain that because the encyclopedia worth of smashes is what it was sounding like.
And that's why I clarified. 16 years worth of smashes, but it really was like life lessons and things that I learned while I was out there for 16 years, and things that I can now talk to people
about. Talk to us about them.
And be like, don't do this. Like, let me explain to you why it's not worth it. It is not just because of your soul. Like, let me explain to you what I had to go through.
Yeah, tell us. Let us know every day at a certain time.
You tell all, but
you are aggravating.
I agree with you on that one. Like, it definitely, for me, for sure, also an encyclopedia. It's gonna be
that's two books. I seen that. When she was like encyclopedia. Oh, that's a big.
But not so much like, like hooking up with people.
Yeah,
there is a period in time where that might be what the chapters are for a bit, but that's not really. It's just been a lot. Like, my life is like one event after another.
Never mind, random. This is. Sorry, Lord, I'm going here.
It's for real. It's like one event after another, and a lot of times, sometimes they overlap, and it was just.
What if
all types?
What if the songs of Solomon is just Solomon's reprieve after an encounter?
Lord,
your legs was like the gazelle. Just got mad wisdom. Just
they say never kiss and tell. Solomon said, "I'm telling everything. I'm telling it all."
Your bosom is like the Tower of Babel.
Never seen it.
No, Songs of Solomon is a little racy.
Yes.
There's a lot of racy things in the Bible.
Listen,
things I was reading, I said, this is in the Bible.
No, like, when they say nothing new under the sun,
valid.
They mean it. Like, out here marrying prostitutes and
all types of
everything. Like
Yeah.
That
she laid at his feet.
God
She
on that
danced
one.
before his feet and laid at his feet. It wasn't the kind of just
Yeah.
she was.
But your love for God would have to be something. Your
Top
dedication to Him would be something like imagine I changed your life. I'm not talking about just I stopped doing these things. I've altered the course of your life, and now I need you to do something that's going to challenge you crazy. I need you to experience something that I experience on a daily basis, so you understand how it feels. I need you to embody this moment. And what happens is it's bigger than you and it's beyond you, but can you do it? But how often do you ask us to do stuff right now that's like, God, no, they trifling. No, I know. Yeah. I know they're trifling, but still bless them. You know, I know they're rude, but still do what I told you to do. But yeah, that's a hard place to be.
Yeah.
I feel like
Jesus, she
playing with my heart. I can't.
I feel like God definitely like. I feel like God is all. I've always had God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my saving grace. Is I've never gotten sucked too far into the deep end because the Lord was like,
no.
Yeah. And then,
Not this
and then
one,
on top of that too. Like,
Wow,
like,
y'all are reckless.
I know, right? I support that.
Thank you. It's the fact.
Reckless.
I'll talk about it after.
But I definitely feel like I've been around for a lot. Like I've been around a lot of people who were in very intense situations. So I've always was like present to see what's going on and try to encourage people. Maybe you shouldn't do those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But you know,
Welcome to Fire 716. The conversation changes.
You know,
in the blink of an eye.
Well,
no, we are getting ready to go.
Yeah, but we were God infused, God conscious, and
it's
all God.
And we were church message.
Yeah, and it just the delivery of vocabulary words that just took me off. That was just our fault. But we're gonna get back engaged. It's a church mess.
Church mess. So we'll start with the first church mess. I seen this on Facebook. So for a baby's funeral. It was a baby coffin. Okay. These ladies decided to wear see-through outfits where you saw thongage and bras, brasiers. And it was a group of them. One had on green, one had on black. One
Powerpuff Hoes.
No. Sorry.
Wow. Okay. One was just in like booty shorts with her cuppage hanging out, and I'm like, it's a baby's funeral.
Yeah, but then once again, I say this: it has to, number one is because it's about the baby.
Right.
Number
Facts.
two, also it is what is the nature of this family's construct? Because if I'm not saying that she is, but if the mother is, listen, be fine, be seen, be. That's the vibe we give it. Because watch this. Because what we're not gonna do is miserable because she was too much full of life. So what we're not gonna do is wear all black and come in here looking all sad and being down.
But what we're not gonna do is be naked
but
in the church.
Granted,
putting your bare booty cheeks on my feet.
But I've been to funerals. Not saying that
Your booty
they've come out with the girl titties about to jump out.
Yeah,
because the lifestyle that they live is I am the hot girl. I am the OnlyFans. This is what we do. So this is the drug boy. He did drugs. We was one of his girls, his best friends. We lit like that. So we coming out pressing fly. We're not coming in anything churchy like y'all think. We coming in sexy, top tier to represent for this man. Now, the scene is different because it's a kid,
it's a baby. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, listen, the mother, I control some of this narrative. And the family, listen, I don't want nobody come. We're not doing nothing sad. And they can be as ratchet. They can be as ghetto. They can be as, we're not doing, baby, come in your fly sexy gear. We're about to be lit. Because after this, we're not having a repast. We're having a party. And we're about to turn up and be lit for baby girl Keisha Tanya. I'm not saying that these things are proper. I'm just saying that these are just some narratives.
No, valid.
And this world is different. And if y'all think
being raised, we said Wednesday, it's all in how you raise.
Right, and everybody's not raised with Jesus.
Everybody's not raised the same, but also everybody isn't raised wholesome.
Valid.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some women out here who don't go to church, but aren't out here flaunting and showing off everything. So it's all in how you were taught. If your mom taught you how to be a lady, you're not gonna go to no funeral looking like a stripper.
But now we talked that mom is only
no valid.
And then right now,
this is why I never put my face on church seats.
But
it's like kneel at your seat.
This is also though a generation that is different.
No, valid.
Because
Very different.
be glad that my titties ain't out and my hair is not showing. Be glad that this is the modesty. Be glad that there's a sheer overcoming of this.
No,
because
fact.
in my own world, for example, recently on the
Kiki Palmer.
Nope.
Who?
Tightrope. Tightrope. Janelle, bosoms underneath her joint, uncovered, exposed. This is what it is. Right, straight see through. Because that's
Janelle
that's
right
just
now.
that's just where they at.
Can I just ask one question though?
Yep.
Unrelated to this, but kind of related to this. What is the gripe with the bosoms being exposed? Like not fully exposed, but just exposed.
So
At
granted,
church?
no,
I mean,
or just
even
in general?
in general,
I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because you're gonna get mad at me when I don't look at you here and I look there. Because as much as you trying to be free, they are arousing, they are satisfying, they are cute, my lord, they are there. So if you want me to hear your conversation, you might not want to be as exposed. I'm
Facts.
You feed to my fantasy.
That's valid.
My mind going, and I get your manager away by its own list. Absolutely. But be my trigger if you want to.
No, facts.
So go ahead and put your bosoms out there. And don't you dare get mad at me because I'm looking at, that area look real nice.
I'm looking at the very thing you're presenting.
Right.
Like, yeah.
But then
don't get mad.
But then it's a sexist fight. So it's a sexist fight. Oh, you shouldn't be, girl, bye.
Yeah.
We see beauty like you see beauty.
Facts.
And it's presentation. And the more that you choose to reveal, the more I'm going to be consumed by it, be more compelled to look at it because you presented it.
Valid.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it gives a certain kind of scenario that we give to ourselves. I'm not saying it's always true or valid, but it does. The more that you're willing to expose, the more work I feel is less required to go get because
easy target.
Because those who like cover up and stuff, it gives our mind. We don't know.
We got to use our imagination.
We got to use our imagination.
Yeah.
And that is compelling.
Very much.
That is. Oh my gosh, she's fired. But she look. It's maybe. It might be. You might bust out like a biscuit. We don't know. But you know.
I would say like especially for church, your focus is supposed to be on the Lord, not on my bosoms. Like, and it's
but if you out here flaunting them in church,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. If your breasts are out during church, you're obviously shifting the focus off of God, and it's going to be on your bosoms. The same reason why I don't like men in nut huggers, because if you bouncing around in your nut huggers, I'm gonna see your nuts. like even though I may not even be attracted to you, it's the fact that there's a pair of nuts in my face. Like that's gonna be a distraction. I'm just being honest. Like I'm being honest.
I'm laughing.
But for me personally, I'm top heavy. So even the shirt that has like a teeny tiny slit in it is gonna show something because I am top heavy. I'm just very conscious about what I show and how I put myself out there. Just because at the end of the day, Buffalo is small. And I never want to give off a reputation that I do not have because I had one. So like for me, that's my personal thing. Like I believe that you could be beautiful without bearing all.
Right.
But especially for church, like and
church is iffy for me because I get the fact, baby, be beautiful. If you got shapes and curves, you got it. I'm not telling you put on the smock. You know,
right.
You're built like this, and there are certain things you can hide and cover, things you just can't. If you got a 45. Duke Buick dump truck happening. You just have it, and it's what it is.
No, you can't hide
it. And if that's a man's thing, that's his thing. That's beautiful. Boom, get yourself together. But I think that there are certain things that you got to do. You got to check the level of what modesty.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but it's different because being naked outside. I seen a girl on TikTok. she was a male, but she was a stud, and she just had titty tape on. And she just driving in the car. Just, hey, I'll tell y'all, just be free.
Yo.
As granted and free as you feel. There's I say this. You can only control you. And you can only present you to a degree. Mm-hmm. But you control what you put out. But you can have a little bit of control of what you want to attract.
Mm-hmm.
You have it.
Go ahead.
So the reason why I asked is just because for me, like for the longest time, my grandma, she really dressed me, okay? Mm-hmm. And so, like, I looked like a 60-year-old woman for all my childhood, okay? Yeah, seriously, like, you know, and wearing my clothes a certain kind of way because, like, I was taught in a way, and it kind of sucked, but in a way to kind of be ashamed of my body.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and then with different things that I went through as a child, where it's like, one instance I'm supposed to be ashamed, and the other instance I'm supposed to accept it.
Yeah.
Whatever. So now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, what is more comfortable for me? And to be 100% honest, as a person who is more shapely and stuff like that, clothes look better when you wear certain. To me, for me, when I wear certain things, like, it looks better. If I hate to, like, I'm not gonna go to church and just be loose, but at the
aggravating so
at
much.
the end of the day, it's like, you just can't, like, you can't help it. Some people can't help it, and that's just really the real.
And let me give,
there's certain things, obviously, like you said, like, don't wear, but at a certain point you have to understand that I don't believe that all that is bearing.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna say this, and I believe it is the parents' wisdom, and I'm gonna give them that credit, because we understand men, we understand pedophiles, we understand these things, we understand that people who have been victims, we know that some victims have been in the church. I'd rather dress you where we covering up stuff, so that nobody is. We're not. I'm gonna say nobody. We're reducing how many people are going to sexualize the fact that you haven't, even as a beautiful young girl, evolving. So therefore, even though you can be fly and it can be shapely, I really want to put you in that predicament, in this environment, because in this environment, there's so many places where you're not with me at.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think initially it was for wisdom. That's why there's certain rules in the church where you handle yourself a certain way for wisdom purposes.
Right.
But then it's like, okay, granted, now you have come into adulthood. Now you should be mature enough to handle the smoke that comes with being as fly as you want to be.
right.
Which now don't get offended now that you fly and you in church and these men looking at you now because they looking for wives. You look like you fire. You're very attractive now. So now we're approaching you. Now you're like, oh, why did you do that church? Always trying to come at me. I'm just trying to get the guy. Well, beloved,
you are presenting your body a living sacrifice.
my wife, before she was my wife, and she had this yellow dress. I said, don't you ever, don't wear that again, because that dress, like, she had clothes on. She's built. She has butt. She's just she's built like that. But what happens is this dress hits your curves a certain way where that your backside is just more attractive than anything you got to say. Just the way that this hits for you, and I get it. It's sexy. I get it. Be fly. I'm telling you, the raving wolf, self included, is okay. Gee, I'm casting out demons because I'm trying to avoid. Because and I said to her, don't wear that. You don't want to wear that. I encourage you not to wear that one again.
So okay, so there one more question. So how, like, when random people are coming to church, right? Or you're encouraging people come to church and stuff like that. And the whole debate about the come as you are, right? If somebody's coming there and they're trying to learn, they're trying to be a part, but they come in dressed.
Right.
That's all they know.
There's a certain
and
grace,
that's different.
There's a certain grace from somebody who doesn't know. Like, we've had people clean walk into the church. They look like they just left the club.
Right.
But it was like, it was a certain grace that we have. When you become more mature, and this is just me. I don't judge people who don't. And this is not because I'm a leader. It's really just for me and my own maturity. Like, I had a situation where I had to pray for somebody, but the seating of the person was, their back was to me and I was leaning over and bosoms ended up being on their back. Like, the person heard the word, but they also felt bosoms. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, I'm trying to do whatever it takes for you not to be distracted from what God is trying to do. So I had to arch and lean and try to do what I had to do, but I never want to give a person who may be struggling. I don't know what you're struggling with. If you may struggle with perversion, you may struggle with masturbation, and breasts are your thing. I don't want to create an avenue that you leave church and go home and think about me. Not trying to be funny, but I don't want to cause you to fall. That's like, for me, if I know alcohol is your thing, I won't drink around you. Right. Not saying that I drink, but I'm saying, like, if I know alcohol is your thing, I won't drink around you, because I know that could be your fault, and that could be the reason why you walk away from God. So I that's for me. It's when you get to that place, I don't knock people who don't get there. I just like kind of advise like, hey, you know, as we mature, just watch how you govern yourself because we have all types of people walking in here. So I don't want to be somebody's perverse fantasy. I don't want to be the reason why somebody.
Two stories. One to your answer. Two also is that when you first come, there's a like you said level of grace, and that person has to mature, and they're granted that. And the idea is to learn and to teach and to evolve and let that happen naturally. And also, there's also a conversation with them. We're going to cover that up. Now, listen, you might want to cover that up because there's some men here. You know, there's a dialogue that's required. So definitely come as you are. And if you come as you are and I feel like that, well, you here. What's up? Let God do it. This is not my time to reprimand you or to deal with you like that. Number two, okay, to her statement, because perversion is a real thing.
Valid.
Because I used to go to church and I don't care how much clothes you had on. Y'all get the shouting and praising and gyrating out here. X-ray glasses. X-ray imagination.
Valid.
Yeah. And y'all don't want to know the truth, but I'm getting ready to say it. And then they might cancel me after that.
I've never had these issues.
You're welcome. But for some people, and a time from a perversion and being heavy is a beast, is that you would see people and you would project them to look like certain things you watched on the video. So now we don't know about this astral projecting. So what ends up happening is we begin to project the image of that body shape, that body's person, or that individual to align with this porn situation. And now we're creating a spiritual connection that
ain't even false narrative.
It's not even. I'm just coming to church to praise God, but somebody else. And this is a two-way street.
Valid.
The man is not always the aggressor.
Oh, indeed.
And let me help y'all. The reason why some of these men are wearing robes is because this body does what it does, and I can't afford you to be distracted by the dinosaur bone hut knockers, because I'm trying to give you a word of God, and you're more focused on aggravating. You more focused on my hook than you are the word. So there are reasons why certain things are in place over than just trying to be deep or trying to be extra.
Right, yeah.
Dane was assaulted by a church mother. That was outside the church.
I was gonna say, the Maguire thing. I don't know. I feel like it's more serious like girls than it is dudes, because even now, I still come to church just I be coming to church with shorts on, sneakers on. Like I just be coming to church like
comfortable.
I was with the play like after this we going to ball, so after church we gonna praise, we gonna be lit. I even might sing in the choir and then go.
It really depends. It really depends on the church and the dynamic. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing COG, we attract everybody. Every drug dealers, strippers. We attract them all. Like and so like I legit, and it sounds super tease. I don't expect everybody to do it, but I do pray about my wardrobe. Like it's like I remember there was a skirt I was gonna wear, and God was like, "Do not wear this skirt." And I was like, "Say less, put on something else." That Sunday, I ended up going down with somebody, like praying with them. If I'd have wore that skirt, my surely goodness and mercy would have been all out. like for me, it really is. I don't never want somebody to look at me and fall. I do understand that like I said, I'm top heavy. I have been at a church where I took off running, and the usher was like, watching me run. But that was his issue, not mine. I was covered up. He was struggling in his flesh. So that's just
I just was like, if you
that's how you know who my brother for real, dude.
I guess I might really have an issue because at this point I've been everybody's son, nephew, grandchild at this church forever now, so nobody cares when I come to church. They be like, Daniel.
Because presentation plays a role in just how people perceive you.
Yeah.
And this is before you open up your mouth, before there's an introduction. Because to a new person, just how we see you is, we assume it's that thing. But to the new person, I was about to tell this story because just recently we attract all kind of people in that church, and we do.
Valid.
And one person came to church, and I was in a DM, and she was a stripper, and I was talking reckless. She knew I knew God
before marriage.
Before, disclaimer.
Yeah.
This is before marriage.
if you don't know,
Right.
You know what? Keep it spicy. I'm okay with false narratives. Viral is the goal. No. This preacher said,
but a peaceful house is also the goal.
Yeah. Facts. I deal with that when I deal with that. You was telling, babe, you know what this is.
You know what it is.
Okay. I'm not saying I was a whoredom, but I was out here knocking down doors and blowing them out. No, but I was in the two stripper stories. Number one is just that they came to our church. And I was just like, dang, Frank, like just a few years ago, you was in a DM and you were talking like reckless. Can you effectively minister here? Can you effectively execute God's assignment? And I was able to, hey, Frank, hey, what's up? Whatever. But I was like crazy. And then one time we had a banquet and one day, storyline goes like this. I broke it up with your Red Cat. Broke it up. I was on my swagger. I had preached. I mean, breakfast that morning.
Yep.
With the stripper club that night.
Yep.
And I was out there flexing, throwing out these recycled dollars and ones. Like I had it like that. And life goes on. I get out of it. 2-3 years later, there's no reason for you to be where I'm going. the fact that you were there is one thing. You should remain where you were at. And the fact that you showed up in my new location where I am serving God with integrity and detail and passion. And you walk up to me and you're at the banquet and you say, you remember me? I'm like, no. It was at this location around this time. I said, oh.
Shut up. See the social cues.
I remember. God bless you for your transition. Welcome to God. But yeah, but it shows.
But in other church mess. Yeah. So apparently a pastor is getting some heat because they were line dancing in the service. I mean, they weren't twerking. They wasn't dropping low, girl. It was like their own little version of like the church cha-cha slide type of situation. And so like the church went for this pastor. Like, you bringing the church, the carnality into the world, and you need to keep that outside. I mean,
child, David Dancy was not doing that little shout y'all doing right now.
Yeah.
My bishop said
y'all think
he just against the wobble. He ain't never say nothing about chocolate slide, electric slide, and other slides.
He's not a big fan of
I
the
think
wobble.
that Jesus and his crew was getting down in the dance floor. Like I don't think they ever was just
like what you doing the shepherd's pie?
Yeah. I guess in my mind it's like when they have these little issues at the churches that are really so like,
and it looked like a youth event, first of all, because I watched the video. It looked like a youth event, but it looked like, you know how you have like the youth event and then you have that like little hangout after the youth event? That's what it looked like. It was just like, oh, we had this event, we lit, crack on some music, and it's just a bunch of young people dancing. It wasn't like they was just whistling while they twerk in the middle of service. Like it was just nobody was busting splits out. Like for me,
It's a church on Albany Street. I done been there for a whole service, and we done broke out doing the front back. Broke out into it.
Oh yeah.
I might have started it, don't tell nobody, but it was for Jesus.
Oh no!
I just feel. Go ahead. Nope, you good.
I was
just
not
not the
say,
wobble, like I said, anything but the wobble. That's all.
I just think that like sometimes I feel like people think about Jesus and they think about church and they think like, and I feel like it's just this one tunnel view. Like he was just sitting there talking to people and then that's it. And it's like, no, he literally went to like some of the worst places. And
he went to
like was working out in these areas. Like he was doing stuff.
He was at the
I don't think he was a stiff neck.
He
wasn't like that. I just don't think he was like that. I think he was probably a very real.
Jesus was lit.
Yes,
Jesus was probably out there busting it down.
That's my savior.
Just a very straightforward person.
If my dance offends you, close your eyes. Frank is a line dancer. I do salsa. I do bachata. I do merengue. I do Detroit. All these things of dancing, and the scene is what it is. My wife told me one time, "Hey, we're doing praise worship. You got too much hips. you got too much hips to get in your sweat." Well, baby, I give God there's no need to simmer down my salsa. My salsa verde. I don't know. My salsa verde to him, but I think that it's a unnecessary fight. For those who are a little older, it can you got to know your audience, know your crowd, you know who you dealing with. At this point, child, electric slide ain't killing nobody.
Live it, man. Do it.
A Mississippi slide, a New Jersey.
She said, "Please."
Ain't no. And it was, you told me it was at Antioch. And he was like, "Hey, you know the dancing? Too many hips, girl. These hips, you know."
He said these hips don't lie. You know, sidebar.
I'm giving it to you, Lori.
Even though I enjoy doing the wobble, I just don't like the fact that it's geared towards big people because they assume that big people wobble. That's my problem.
Majority, yes, but you gotta hear the words in between because
hey, big girl, want you back?
But no, because a man that can dance with his tools and his, come on, he talking about this.
Everybody
is
wobbling.
yeah, this is
this
full.
is why Bishop said he was against the song.
So yeah, so yeah.
I was just like,
what's up,
I'm
man?
talking about the big girl wobble.
Yeah. But you know, but if you want to hide,
we don't all wobble.
right.
I'm just saying.
You know what? I got a problem with the big girls. Let me talk to the big girls for 37 seconds. Because how is it that you want to be highlighted and grand and promoted, and then when you highlight it and promote it and grand, and then be offended?
Because the promotion says that big girls wobble. that's the problem.
The promotion is always on some BS.
Big girl.
Like,
Can you bag it up?
I love.
Oh, bag it up.
Hey, big girl.
Like, no,
won't you back it up?
You know what?
Won't you back it up?
The big girls. Yo, be like, yo, she cute for a big girl. Back-sided compliment.
Yes.
It's back-sided.
Okay.
You never say to a skinny person, yo, you cute for a skinny person. It's ridiculous.
I have said that to a skinny person.
Yes.
1, 2. Where did I come from? We were there.
But no, because let's go ahead and knock on this door since I want to knock on it.
Okay.
I'm ready for
Open
this.
up.
I'm ready.
Because
No, open up the
you
door.
can't get mad at me because I've been given the narrative to assume that big girls aren't attractive, and I believe I happen to believe in that narrative. Okay, they're not as much. They're not the highlighted figure. They're not the promotion. They're not it. So the fact that I've acknowledged the fact that you are a big person is already, and you're beautiful, is the simple fact that wow, you blew my stereotype.
So just say we're beautiful.
That's not enough because that puts you in that makes you regular as everybody else.
Regular.
But you're not.
No.
But no.
That's like me saying, yo, you cute for having a little penis. Like, I'm not.
Yes.
Like, it's a backhanded compliment.
It's valid. So you tell me that my swagger is enough to pull you, even though my ping ain't hitting the pom pom. Now, if you because
men don't get a lot of compliments.
Period. Number one,
We don't.
and two on arrival, y'all not unless
Y'all
you got
not
the
looking.
imprint like that. Now, because y'all have a category, y'all have this.
Right.
Y'all have this range of motion for the big people.
Fact.
BBW.
Fact.
I almost said
Love
L.
I mean-
that's a different situation. They got you just out here.
This is Fire 716 Kyle.
Yeah.
This is
Welcome.
what happens.
Because
Yeah.
This is what happens on this radio station.
and it might be very true, and I hate to say this, and just be honest, that we have come across the majority of big people in our life. I'm not saying this is always the narrative, whose presentation hasn't been good for us.
Valid.
And we are accustomed to, oh my God, y'all just not highlighted like that. So the first thing for a big girl, you're what you've done is for me is we'll take this backhand and take this joy
His backhand.
and be like,
Okay.
Sure.
It's more like this. It's more like this, right?
Yeah. no, go ahead. Help us.
Okay, so
Yes.
it's basically just a simple fact that you have all these people that think one thing, right?
Yeah.
Based off of what they've been told.
Yes.
But also too based off of what you watching, what you listen in the songs.
Uh-huh.
Like it's that, right? But then there's another layer to that. Because
Desirable.
under that layer, there is a whole world of people that say that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, their preference literally is bigger women.
Mm.
I think it's more about the fact of like just you don't have to add the bigness don't have to be added to everything. Like you could just be like you're a beautiful
Because I would never say, yo, you cute for a big boy.
I would be like, no, stop. But y'all do though.
But y'all is the main ones. BBM.
What?
Because watch this. I'm a beautiful plus princess. You put out there.
I'm a plus size.
Not just I'm
Valid.
a
Said
princess.
plus size princess.
Yeah, right. So that's the size.
There's no difference.
That's
What's
the
the difference
thing.
in saying I'm a plus size princess or I'm
But I never
I'm a
depends on
BBW.
plus size
context.
princess is the name of a line.
Yeah, okay, but
No,
what's
no,
the
no.
difference
What's
between
the-
calling yourself a plus size princess and a
Oh,
BBW?
you a big princess.
Not a
Okay,
so no, because the reason why. Okay, so let me tell you the foundation of plus size princess.
No, wait.
Because I need to kill this.
No, because I don't need the princess part. I want you to explain the big part, the plus size. Leave the princess out.
Okay,
let me finish.
Hold on, real quick. My mom said it's the confidence that big women walk in. This dictates how they are.
Makes sense.
Valid.
So when I said plus size princess, the reason why I did the plus size princess line is because a lot of younger girls who are chunky are body shamed. And it's like, if you're a chunky little girl, you are talked about. You are like talked about to friends. You are bullied in school. This is something that I've been hearing from a lot of young girls. So it's like, not only that, embrace the fact that you are plus size, but you're also a princess on your way to queendom. It's not saying like, oh my God, she's chunky, so you fly
Just call her a princess.
Just call her a princess.
Okay, so but here's the thing.
Now, yeah, go talk to me.
I'm about to tell you. Okay, it's just the same way that if you search something up, for example, like if your wife, right, was searching up hairstyles, she can't just search up a hairstyle. She has to search up black
specific.
Right.
Sometimes certain things have to be specific. Like, so the compliment doesn't have to be specific, but I may have to put myself out there to make it clear, like, okay, I'm in the
I like my girls
community.
BBW.
I'm a plus size woman, but it's for context. The compliment does not have to have a context because you're talking to me directly. You don't have to say to me, you're a beautiful big girl. I know I'm a big girl. You can clearly see that I'm a big girl.
I get what you're saying. You
don't have to say that. You could just say you're very beautiful.
But as much as you highlight the size,
we highlight it because it's about context.
Taking back
It's
the
just
words
like
and making it into a positive thing.
it's more of like I said, it's more of a context thing. If I'm out in the world of social media, I'm separating myself because I want the people who are interested specifically in that to see this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But once you are in that space, you don't have to constantly be like, okay.
And don't say we highlighted.
Already
the industry highlighted, because it's like, because fat is considered a size like what, 14 now?
Yeah,
you're considered big as a 14. Like, so it's not even like we're sitting there like, oh my God, we're defining. The industry could define a big person as a size 14, which I think is ridiculous. But even like I said, going to the plus size princess thing, it's like embracing who you are. If you
let me embrace you too, big girl.
If you a chunky little girl and you have that confidence, you have that swag, you're a plus size princess. You're on your way to queendom. So I'm empowering you with the plus size princess. It's not saying like, oh my God, she's plus.
You good for plus size. I get the scenario. I get it. But I want you to understand that everybody that's saying it isn't saying it to be offensive.
No, okay. I
got a scenario.
I don't take
Zanetta said just as people don't need to say you're pretty for a brown skinned girl.
Right.
Exactly.
You already know.
She said, oh no, it's a 12. A 12 you chunky now.
Oh wow.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's
no, I have a scenario because I just recently seen a group of big women do a dance.
Group of women do a dance?
Killed it. A group of women do a dance, but they were plus size, right? But they killed. Now, would it be wrong to say, hey, y'all killed? Or, I mean, would it be a difference between saying, hey, yo, y'all killed, or
y'all move good for some big girls? Y'all get it.
Valid, because you push past the standard of my limitation in my mind.
Because most big girls out here, I can't do all that.
Right, because you stepped outside the game based on what I saw.
I would like, if I would see that, like, yo, them queens was killing it.
This is the
Come on now.
Because if the skinny girls did the same thing, it wouldn't be as impressive.
Facts. Nope, not whatsoever.
But see, that's where the problem comes in at, is that assumption that you think that the girl that's bigger
can't dance,
can't do the same things that
I get you.
Because society tells you big girls can't dance, they can't bust it down.
Let me help y'all because they talk
about. Because I know more big girls I can bust down in a split than some of these city girls.
600 is talking a whole lot bigger for us. I've been a big. I'm still big. Okay, clearly, I'm just not as big.
You're never gonna be small.
Really, and I get it. And there is a narrative.
Just say they killed it.
Let me just say this.
Thank you.
No, there is a narrative. No,
I hear you.
Get my watch off. Good morning. because I feel like we just living in a fantasy world. I get it. The presentation. Let's just be honest. Of somebody who is obese isn't well. It isn't highlighted in health. It's not it's not presented that way.
Okay.
And the way that we've been seeing it, and I'm just gonna talk real, and grandma and them and cousins in them, it has not always been active. So we get excited when we see somebody who's big doing stuff that we assume, once again, the assumption, haven't really seen on a regular basis.
Right.
So for a big girl, go ahead, because I thought that y'all could move. Frank is a line dancer, and big boy get down. They say just like this. Go ahead, big boy, get it, big boy. Yeah, because on your assumption, men don't dance like this.
Fact.
On your assumption, especially big men don't get down like this.
Valid.
Because that's just what we've been delivered so often. So it's going to take a consistency of you being the plus size princess and the delivery of being a full functioning I keep wanting to say BBL, a full functioning
figure woman.
Not just being full figure, but still being fly, still being sexy, still being able to move, still being active. Like you're not just at home sitting down. Don't get mad at me.
I'm about to go ahead.
Don't get mad at me. You're not just you're not presenting the miserable side of an unhealthy lifestyle. That seems just like
valid.
That's
Sharita says, but I'm fine though. My swag is on. She's on point, so I am proud as H as a plus size princess.
Say what?
Sue Lynn says, remember when Monique did the Beyonce dance? She rocked it. Zanetta said there we go. They already know what you didn't say because of the stereotypes already out there.
Absolutely.
And some things are better left unsaid.
Like, but you got to say it sometimes. Let them know.
But that's the thing, though. Like,
baby,
so I'll say that. I'll say this in this area. The limited experience that you have had with plus size women in this area gave you a certain mind frame as a person, because you have seen some homely plus size women in this area, but there's also some bad plus size women. You don't hear this down south. You don't hear a dude telling a big woman down south, "Yo, you cute for a big woman." Like you don't, because
it's flipped for them.
What you mean it's flipped?
Because
okay, real quick, I just want to
women
say
women are the aggressors down there.
That's a fact.
Most of the time. That's a valid point. Absolutely.
But the whole thing about even just the obese, like being like, the person is obese or they're unhealthy and stuff like that. That's another thing that is a stereotype, because not every bigger person, they may be obese medically, but that does not mean necessarily that they're unhealthy.
No, valid.
Every skinny person is not healthy. That's the whole thing is that it's people's decisions, people's perception of, because if you're 10 pounds over, you obese.
Because there are more skinny people or people who are smaller or people who are just regular size that are more unhealthy than some of the bigger people out there.
Granted, and I'm gonna pause here because when I made that statement, I'm not just talking about random. I'm talking about in my family structure, and the people that I've been around in my family who are they're missing legs now. There's a life, and when I said that, I was coming from in the Hanley Gully range, the miles, and with my connections,
miles, man.
The people that I see who are happen to be obese seems it's the miserable presentation. Yeah. It's me knowing the health situation. But I get what you're saying, far as just because we big don't mean we not healthy.
No, valid.
This is
that's very much so true.
That mean we are homely.
And that's what I promise you, I've met more bigger women who like. I had the perception myself, like the doctor, like even just going to the doctors, I'm always thinking like, oh, like something's gonna be wrong with me because I'm so overweight, but like I'm fine. My blood pressure is fine. My cholesterol is fine.
Right.
All these different things are fine. The only thing is that I'm overweight.
Yeah.
So it may take a toll on my bones the older I get, but that's really, that's really
I'll say this. Like I talked to a guy. Normally he was not attracted to plus size women. He told, like, when we started talking, I didn't know that he wasn't attracted to plus size women because he stepped to me real gang. Like, properly, hey, excuse me, miss, I think you're gorgeous. I like to get to know you. The proper way to approach me.
I would be too intimidated.
So, like, we started talking in conversation. Granted, even now we're friends, but even in conversation, he said to me, he was like,
I'm about to take pictures of big girls for the next 90 days. Every day.
He said to me, he was like, he told me later on, he was like, I'm normally not attracted to plus size women. He was like, but something about you, kind of broke the stereotype of what I had. For me, that's a compliment. That you opened up your no, let me finish.
Wait,
that you opened up to say,
so it's better if you word it different.
I just told you to put the side secondary instead of first.
Facts.
No, what I'm saying is the
He
fact
changed
that
the narrative.
he opened his mind to the idea that all big girls aren't nasty, aren't funky, are but he didn't come out his mouth and say you're cute for a big girl. He said the fact that I met you changed my perception of it. That's a compliment. The fact that I changed your perception of it, not the fact that it's you cute for a big girl. It's like, oh, okay, now I don't.
So instead, hold on, I got you, bro. So instead of saying you cute for a big girl, he was just like, "Dad, you the cutest big girl I've ever met."
Okay, but I really think what
you changed my perception of big girls. It's like
it's the stereotype. He basically saying like, in my mind, I had a stereotype. In my mind, I thought one thing, and meeting you,
and you changed that.
However, once that initial conversation is had, I don't think he's gonna go back to her and be like, "Yeah, you still beautiful for a big
still
girl.
fly for a big girl." But my girl, she fly for a big girl. Like
the only time
I still hear the same.
I hear the same thing.
The reason why you always hear the same thing
Okay.
is
Exactly.
because y'all.
But
it's
missing like the point. You're missing.
No, because he's still highlighting the fact that you're a big girl.
no, he said
No, because he said that you were beautiful. And you changed my thought process
On big women.
So when I approach you, my thought process is you're good for a big girl, meaning that I had a stereotype
Facts.
for the big girl syndrome, and you
And I seen this big girl, and it made me want to approach her.
Why? It's the different.
He just explained it to
I'm
you.
hearing the same. This is just for you.
Valid.
I'm hearing the same thing delivered a different way. But I'm still hearing.
It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
That's really what I'm hearing.
but he didn't approach me with it. Yo, you cute for a big girl.
He said it after.
No. He sweet talked you into it.
Right. You cute.
He changed his words. That's it.
But I don't agree on that.
I don't agree on that.
And that's just the
exactly.
Because just like if I don't know that you got I don't know, muscular thighs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just picking something that was
Random big
muscular
calves.
thighs, and you post all the time like you're big thigh monster, like
thigh model.
Thigh monster.
And if I go on there and I initially say to you, man, you fine for some big thighs, like
you got some nice thighs for a black man.
How right? That's
somebody
one way.
But
if I go and I get to know you and I'm doing it, I'm like, you know what? In my mind, all I was thinking about was that you are this person that just has big thighs. But now I know
you got some nice thighs for a skinny man.
Big thigh person.
Right.
So I don't no longer have to address the big thigh situation.
And with that scenario makes sense because that's long term, but based on what we just delivered was in the moment. So in this brief moment of conversation,
even in the moment though, if you're on social
gorgeous.
media,
Fact,
right?
I actually defy the very logic of what I thought big girls were. That's a better presentation than saying you
look
girl.
But no. What I'm saying though is like it depends on the situation. No, for real. If you are on social media, right? You on Facebook, you on TikTok, you on whatever. Clearly, this person has an established presence of being like, I am this. So you already know what they are. You don't have to reiterate it because you already is there. Maybe meeting this person on the street, you don't even have to do it on the street because you're seeing them.
We only got 45 seconds.
You dated white guys, right?
Yes.
And have you ever said you cute for a white guy?
Thank you.
All right, so I don't never want to hear anything else about that. That was the dagger. So you said it to your friends.
So it's more like
that was the dagger.
I haven't really dated black guys, so it's like this dude, he's fine for a black dude. Like I'm serious.
But you said that though.
But then the
dagger
realization in my mind was like, oh my gosh,
the dagger.
Why would I say that? Why would I say it like that? Why can't I just be like,
that was
fine?
the dagger.
This was the dagger. So the inspirational thought I have for everybody is watch how you execute your wordplay in all things. It's not just because it reveals your state of mind and where you are. You want to make sure that you are cautious and make sure that you're delivering well when you're talking to somebody else, and just don't identify anything that could be a violation to them or not. You choose your words wisely.
My words of wisdom: don't get your hair cut by a dude with a jerry cut.
Y'all got anything else? Or we good?
Love yours.
Bingo was the man's name, not the dog.
I don't have nothing.
All right, we'll be back on Monday. It's going down first. 716 Big Frank in the morning. I'll holler at y'all. Peace. Listen, download the app if you can. I appreciate it. Fire 716. Also, if you guys want to give to the new building fund, it's on your church. Fire 716 Radio. Everything count. Advertise. It'd be better. It's going down. Big Frank. I'll holler at y'all.